Why is it that you, a woman who has mastered her career, navigated complex social hierarchies, and built a life of substance, cannot seem to master the one thing that should feel the most natural? Why does a man who is steady, emotionally available, and kind feel boring, while the man who pulls away feels unforgettable? If you've ever felt this contradiction, you're not broken. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. You may have told yourself you're a bad judge of character, or that you simply have bad luck. But what if your heartbreak isn't a personal flaw? What if it's a predictable nervous system response? This isn't a lack of willpower. It's your body mistaking anxiety for chemistry. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that happens and how to stop mistaking emotional deprivation for love. We've been lied to about the spark. In clinical psychology, your spark is called your attachment template, the subconscious blueprint your nervous system formed long before you had language for love. Here is the truth most people never learn. We're not attracted to what is safe. We're attracted to what is familiar. If love in your early life was inconsistent, conditional, distant, unpredictable, your nervous system learned to associate uncertainty with being alive. So consistency now feels flat. Peace feels empty. Calm feels suspicious. When you meet an emotionally unavailable man, that tightness in your chest isn't butterflies. It's an alarm. But because this alarm feels familiar, you mislabel it as chemistry. Let's talk about why his silence feels so addictive, not pleasurable, but chemically gripping than another man's presence. This is what we call the locked room myth. When a man is emotionally distant, your mind doesn't see absence, it imagines depth. A locked door becomes a vault, silence becomes mystery, distance becomes meaning, and suddenly a dangerous fantasy forms. If I'm patient enough, kind enough, understanding enough, I will be the one who unlocks him. But you're not falling in love with him. You're falling in love with the idea of who you believe he could be. In other words, you're falling in love with a ghost. And here's the funny thing. Often, the door isn't locked because the room is full. It's closed because the room is empty. You're exhausting yourself trying to make a home inside someone who doesn't have the emotional capacity to hold you. Let me show you how this pattern breaks. Consider Sarah. Sarah is intelligent, accomplished, deeply self-aware, and in her old pattern, she was a fixer. She believed love was something you earned by enduring confusion. That emotional absence was an unfinished project. She wasn't chasing a man. She was chasing a resolution. But in her new identity, Sarah stopped asking, "How do I get him to open up?" and started asking, "How does my body feel when I'm waiting for him?" That shift changed everything. Sarah stopped guessing and started measuring. She used a specialized Attachment ROI Framework to audit the cost of her anxiety. She realized her brain fog wasn't confusion. It was an investigative report on an emotionally expensive man. The anxiety wasn't attraction. It was a cost. She realized his distance wasn't a puzzle to solve. It was the only consistency he was offering. She stopped dancing the attachment tango, where the closer you step, the further he slides. And for the first time, she chose clarity over intensity. Here is the deeper layer most conversations never reach. Many of us were emotionally fed by people who were starving. As children, we became attuned to other people's needs, while our own remained unmet. This creates emotional hunger. It is why being needed feels like being loved, why chaos feels meaningful, why calmness feels undeserved. Your heartbreak isn't just emotional, it's chemical. When the attachment bond breaks, your body experiences withdrawal, tight chest, racing thoughts, insomnia. Healing begins when you apply what I call the calm filter. Calm in the body, availability in behavior, logical consistency, mutual investment. If your body cannot relax with someone, it isn't attraction. It is survival. If this language feels uncomfortably familiar, you're not broken, you're patterned. Subscribe to this space, not for motivation, but for recalibration. Here we teach your nervous system to stop confusing intensity with intimacy and to recognize safety without boredom. To begin your own recalibration, I have made the Attachment ROI Framework available to you for free. It is a clinical-grade diagnostic designed for the high-achieving woman to measure the true cost of her current relationship pattern. You can access the smart form in the description below. Stop guessing at your value. Start looking at the data. You don't need more insight. You need regulation. Take a deep breath. Your mind can rationalize his behavior. It can rewrite history. It can promise that next time will be different. But your body cannot lie. Anxiety is not a sign you should try harder. It's a signal that you are being starved. You are not too much. You are not needy. You're a woman who has been trying to grow a garden in a desert and blaming herself when nothing blooms. An apple tree cannot produce bananas. An unavailable man cannot produce a secure home. The spark you're chasing is often the sound of old wounds recognizing each other. Let the flames go out. Not because you're giving up, but because you're finally choosing the sun. You deserve a love that doesn't require self-erasure to survive. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be held. And above all, you deserve better.